This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
When you think about businesses that are selling through the roof, like aloe or skins, sure, you think about a great product, a cool brand, and brilliant marketing. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business, making selling, and for shoppers, buying, simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. Nobody does selling better than Shopify. With Shop Pay, that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts are going abandoned and way more sales happening. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell whatever your customers are scrolling or strolling on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Skins uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
What's up, family? Gerald the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Let the King out at 105theking.com and the Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's the Bossman on your radio.
Listen to the Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.
What's up, good people? BetOnline is your number one source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. BetOnline continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
Folks, back on the Shawn Walker Show here with the coach Shawn Walker. We've had weather issues. I've been sick. Stuff been happening. Then we back at it again. Shawn, good to see you, my brother. How's life been for you, man?
Hey, life is life, and man, I celebrated my 53rd birthday on Sunday, and I thank God that I've never missed a birthday. So everything is going good, man. We're here, we're breathing, we're alive, and things could be worse.
Brother, you don't look it there, brother. You don't look 53, I tell you.
I work hard at it, man. I work hard at it. I tell you, I have a routine and we kind of what I want to call a tradition that I run. Whatever the numbers of my birthday every year. I've been doing that for about 4 or 5 years now. So I ran 5.3 miles on Sunday morning after I got out of church, and felt pretty good in doing so. So I don't know if I can do it every day, but one day a year for sure I can get it done. So just happy to be here, man. Everything is going well.
Man, I see your videos, man. You out there every morning walking, getting it in, man. And you out there with the weather, whatever you out there. I might tell you, but I'm gonna send you offline. There's an indoor treadmill. It's movable off Amazon, so you can't go out in the cold. So if it's under my bed, man.
I tell our players all the time that our success is not hinged on our convenience.
Yeah.
So I've got some cold weather gear, some warm weather gear, and shoot, man. Once you get out there and start moving, once I get through mile number 1, it's warm anyway. So it don't make a difference. Well, I've actually started enjoy running because it's just me versus me. Gives me the time to be out there and just be in my own thoughts. And if I want to walk, I stop and walk. If I want to run, I pick up and run. If I want to go fast, I do. I'm not competing against anybody but myself. And I found that to be my happy place.
Nah, I hear you, man. Like, it gives you opportunities to kind of decompress and kind of think things out. I'm with you, brother. That's how I feel when I'm on the road or when I'm up walking the track here, right down the street from my house here. It's funny, man. Like, I'll be out there at 6:30 in the morning.
Right.
Yep. Because I don't want to be on track with people because I'm allergic to dogs.
Right, I got you.
So I don't want to be with dogs on the track. So I'll go out there early in the morning so nobody else I got to worry about. I don't want to be going to the hospital having to get an epic.
No doubt. Well, you know what was so funny is we were telephones ringing here. We were practicing off campus at an off-campus site at a wellness center right up the street from the campus, and we were down in the gym practicing, and they have a track over the top, and there's a older gentleman with the spirit of a young man walking on a cane, and he was walking and walking and walking, and I looked up after about the 10th time I saw him, and I said to our players, y'all need to stop and look at that, because this is mere will that he is out here trying to get his exercise, trying to stay alive. And then one of the people that were watching us practice said he was 97 years old.
Wow.
Right? And so, this is kind of the way none of us are guaranteed to live to be 97, but people that are 97, 98, 99, 100 years old, they're still trying to stay in shape and figure out how to live. And that was a testament and to his will, and a learning lesson for our players is that he has some aches and pains every morning, but he's still out here trying to get it done. And so we always can learn from being outside and being in places where people are sick or people just having to exercise because they have to do it. So interesting thing, man. And when you get up early in the morning is when you see people out there who live for it, or if they don't live for the exercise, they need the exercise to live. So, great perspective.
No doubt. And Brother Shawn, like this past week, you played your cross the street rivals, Benedict, you got the victory over them. And that's a very important game for the Allen community. And the second year you've been able to get a win against them. I know you will get another win against them later in the year, man. So talk about how important it is for the alumni of Allen, the current administration of Allen, that, hey, this basketball team who hadn't done this in over 30-some years last year, now this year again, last year, getting the job done, beating your cross-street rivals there.
Well, it was an important game, first and foremost, for our players. We needed a win. And I didn't care who it was against. Obviously we had a chance to, and were fortunate enough to beat Benedict. But this year's game was a little bit different because our wins have been few and far between. We've played a lot of close games. Benedict was a close game, came down the stretch as well. And we just really needed to figure out how to get on the winning side of basketball. Obviously having a chance to do that against Benedict and being across the street, was important. Obviously last year I said we want to level the playing field between the two teams across the street. That's where Taylor Street separates us. We need to level the playing field. We're kind of getting there to the point where people can expect Allen to be competitive versus Benedict. But Benedict's very, very well coached, and Coach Maddox does a great job. They still have a winning pedigree over there. And where they've been in their program, we're still trying to go. But it was definitely important for our community, for Allen University. We take beating Benedict seriously here. Over the last couple of years, I mean, every Benedict game is a big game, and rightfully so. We're neighbors next door, so I'm very happy that our young people showed up, stood the test of time, and was able to be victorious once that game was over.
Shawn, talk about your players' mental grit, because you play some close games. It's not went your way a lot, but they still competing for you every day. They still come with the right attitude every day, despite not getting the results on the court that you or them want. Talk about your guys just still sticking with it, and because you're not getting blown out. So that's what's the key about it. They're in every game. It's just that it's not the right results. So talk about their resolve and how happy you are, despite not the results you want, but they still competing for you every day.
Well, no question. I tell you, I've got one of the healthiest locker rooms that I think that you can have for a team that's 5-11, and that's a testament to the fact that we have played close. There's not been, we've lost 2 games by 20 plus points. Both of those games were 3-point games at the half. Both of those games were games coming down the stretch that the game was very close, and we lost it in a 3 or 4 minute period of time. We played Albany State. Albany State, we lost 13. They beat us. They jumped on top of us and beat us. But again, with 4 minutes on the clock, we were down 4 with the ball and made a couple mistakes, and we ended up losing 13. But outside of that, I can truly say that each of the other games were games that not only were winnable games, but arguably games that we should have won. We're and this is not a negative that I'm saying. We play by committee. We're not going to be the most talented team when we go out there on the floor. We're not going to have as many good players as other people have when we go on the floor. We want to be able to give ourselves a chance to win. And then some of the things that we do, don't afford us that opportunity because we make some timely mental errors that cost us. But again, that's a great question, man, because, I'm in a locker room with a bunch of kids that believe that they can win. Rightfully so. They should believe that they can win. We practice hard every day. We practice every day just like we're 11-5 or 18-2. The mission is an uncomfortable mission, as I just said. Listen, success is not hinged on whether or not you're comfortable. All right, we're uncomfortable right now. We're not satisfied, but we're working hard. We have the right attitude about coming to work. I'm pushing them every day to get better, and they're pushing themselves and trying to be as positive as they can, taking away all the good things that they can. And obviously, the things that we need to improve on, we highlight those too. So, I'm not going to say I'm happy with where we are. I'm not going to sit here and lie and act like it's peaches and cream. It's not. Our season has not gone the way we've expected it to go. At the same time, the season is not lost. We need to figure out how to win 5 or 6 games in a row and come down this back turn to people that have already beaten us. Play a little bit more solid and figure out that from 6 minutes to the horn sounds on the second half, how to finish a game.
No doubt, because Shawn, I can say this. I've been around Shawn, and I know how he prepares his team. They're very prepared. What's happening on the court, he's told his team, and the way you do your calls and your schemes off the game, try to maximize your team's opportunity to win. So talk about how important it is, the preparation that you and your staff do for your players, and make sure when they go on the court, they're always prepared for they're going to see, and then they get our action that's out there. They've already seen this one way or another this year, so it's a matter of executing it when they see it.
Yeah, preparation for each game is important. I feel comfortable in the fact that we put in a lot of time. Just before you called me here, I'm getting ready for Clark Atlanta now, and I've got plays written down, and rosters all around the place, and I'm old school, so I like to do things old way. I like to write my stuff down, and then my assistant coach, he does the scout report visually for the players, and we have film session and go to the floor. We kind of got a I do it, then we do it together, and then at the end of the day, they have to go do it, right? And so, first and foremost, I'll tell you that, I feel like we're prepared, but when our players go to the floor and we make, multiple mistakes, then I didn't prepare them enough. That's what we learn in teaching. In teaching public education, you learn if you teach and teach and teach and teach, and your kids didn't get it, then you didn't teach it. All right. So this will never be. I've never been the kind of coach that blames the players for lack of performance. If we continue to jump in the air and pass the ball and throw the ball away, then I have not taught them officially to keep 2 feet on the floor and plant their feet in the wood to pass. We got that problem. So, that's an issue for us. But listen, when you're in a situation sometimes where pound for pound, talent-wise, you're not going to be the best team, then you have to adopt a style of play that helps you and affords you the opportunity to stay in games. That comes along with game planning. That comes along with pace of play. Listen, the games that we have lost this year, we haven't gotten 60 points. I mean, we beat Benedict the other night. The score was 59-52. We went to the free throw line 4 or 5 times at the end of the game in the last minute and didn't make 2 in a row and didn't get to 60. All right. So we've lost games. Miles is the best team in the league. They scored 66 points against us. I think we got 52 or 50. I think we got 55. All right. So our margin of error is right there. We need to score it a little bit better. But at the end of the day, I'm proud of the fact that my guys are trying to do like I asked them to do. They're doing the best they can to contribute to the game every night, whether they play a little bit or whether they play a lot. And that's all you can ask from young people. And hopefully in the recruiting process, we can add 2 or 3 guys and do what some of the other coaches have done that were not as good last year, that at the top of the league this year.
No doubt, man. And you know what? Like I said, I watched the streams, man. I see your guys, man. Like I said, I know they're still locked in because they're not giving up on you. They're still in the game. And like you said, they're together. And like you said, it's a committee. Like you said, and that's good to know that, hey, on a given night, given matchup, given situation, coach can come to me. So I must stay ready. So talk about that part of the equation for your guys, knowing that, hey, any given team based on the matchups and what's working, you need to be in the game. You may go to them and put them in there.
That's a unique question, man. That's unique. But for us, if you go to our box scores, for the most part, every kid plays every night. We may have one guy that doesn't play. But for the most part, every guy touches the floor every night. But that is also because there's not a lot of separation between the guys who start and the guys that are on the bench. There's not a lot of separation on my team. I mean, it really isn't. So, no, every guy doesn't play 30 minutes, but, the guy I start at point guard spot knows he's going to share time. The guys I start at the 4 know they're going to share time. There's 3 of them, right? The guys I play at the 5, they're going to share time. It's 3 of them, all right? Peyton Weathersby is the guy that's kind of in a crunch. He plays a little bit more minutes than the other guys at that 3 spot. But he's also gives us our best chance to win and super capable based upon some of the happenstances of the program. He doesn't have a lot of people behind him. But at the end of the day, man, we play a bunch of people, and that keeps guys happy too. All right? Like, listen, when you're going to have a chance to play, it makes you come to practice and play harder. All right? And I've seen coaches, particularly, when my son was playing, that they script who they're going to play before the game starts. All right? They script who's going to sub in at this time before the game starts. I'm going to play people that deserve to play, all right? I'm going to credit guys for having a good week of practice or a good 2 days of practice before the game, and then I'm going to discredit people that have not practiced hard and have not done what they were supposed to do during the course of the game, which is a great motivational tool for us to get some competitiveness when we come to practice. So, I think it's important. It's important, again. By no means am I saying that my players are any lesser than anyone else's players. But what I am saying is we're not going to have an all-conference player this year. all right? We didn't have all conference player last year. We're not going to have a freshman of the year candidate this year. We didn't have a freshman of the year candidate last year, all right? And so the general equation is you need two and a possible to win a championship. You need two superstars, two all-conference players, and another guy who's lurking around, all right? So when we see those teams that have those, like Clark Atlanta, like Morehouse, like Miles, like Edward Waters, these guys that are really good, and we have to make sure that we are playing by committee and our strength as a whole can help sustain some of the influence of, all conference level players.
No doubt, Shawn. And you got you got an NBA schedule this week, brother. You got Clark and Morehouse on the back-to-back in Atlanta here. Then you play Edward Waters, which you played them very close against Edward Waters Tigers there. Then you got going to Savannah State as well for the first time. They're coming to you on the back end, optimistic for the snow. So, man, you got a lot of different opponents in a short 7-8 span. So talk about prep for this week, Shawn, like trying to keep the guys ready, not overload their minds too much with 4 opponents in a short period of time.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough week. And here's what's more unique. We have only been on the road this year since November one time, all right? One time. We went to Lane and Lamont on, and those are the only road. That's the only time that we've been on the road. Every other game has been at home. So we're going to play in February here where we're going to be on the road, and this road trip here is one. This sequence of games is tough because we got 4 games in 6 days. Clark Atlanta is the defending champions. I believe Morehouse has lost some games, but Morehouse causes us a tremendous amount of problems because they're so big at all positions, physical at all positions. Then Edward Waters plays, Edward Waters got really good guards, got good size, 6'3", 6'4". We lost to them by a couple points here at home, which we were up 1 with 50 seconds on the clock and made a bad turnover and lost that game. So we haven't seen Savannah yet, but Savannah's a very good team. They're better at home than they are anywhere. They beat you at home and haven't played as well away from home. So, we have the couple playing against quality opponents. We have the couple long bus rides and being on the road, getting off the bus, having to play. But this is what college basketball is all about. This is what we have to do here at Allen. And nobody could help that the snow came, so we got 2 games back to back. But guys say they want to play in the NBA. They want to play. They want to be a pro. You get a chance now. Don't tell me you're tired. Don't tell me anything. Let's go rock and roll. And we won't make any excuses we certainly won't make any excuses when we win. And so if we don't win, it'll just be because we didn't perform enough. It won't be for anything else.
Well, look forward to seeing you on Thursday for sure, Shawn. I will be there because I said we got a game on Wednesday, but I'll be there early for you and help you where I can on Thursday, my brother.
I appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you.
No doubt, folks. It's Shawn Walker here in the Bossman Show. Cheer for the Allen L Jackets and my man, Coach Shawn.
All righty.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.
Yes, BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV, covering content and hot topics from A to Z, sports, music, society and culture, movie reviews, you name it, we have it. Check it out on bs3network.com or check us out on Roku, BS3 TV on Roku, as well as check out your favorite podcast on all podcast platforms or Spreaker.com/BS3 Network.
You are now tuned to BS3 Network.
What's up, good people? Bet Online is your #1 source for all your betting needs. The latest odds, lines, and matchup reports for baseball, boxing, golf, and more. Bet Online continues to be the fastest and easiest way to place your wagers, including live betting and your favorite casino and card games available to play right from your phone. Head to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and get in on the action. Remember to use your promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet Online, where the game starts. What's up, family? Jared the Bossman here. You're tuned into the Bossman Show on AM 1010, AM 1430, 1055 The King. Get The King out at 1053king.com and The Bossman Show at bossmanshow.com. Hit me up on Instagram, The Bossman Show, Twitter at Bossman Show, and Facebook, Bossman Show. It's The Bossman on your radio.
Listen to The Bossman Show with your host, JR, Saturdays at 9 a.m. right here on AM 1010, The King.